Mike Owens with Inside Fighting here, joined today by Leah McCourt, who is the new main event at Bellator London next weekend. Leah, great to sit down and chat. How are things with you today?
Sorry, I didn't get that last bit.
You didn't get the last bit. I thought you lived in Liverpool and you didn't get
Do
the
you know
last
what?
bit.
And my dad's a Scouser, so I'm used to the accent, so I didn't get your last bit.
How are your emotions ahead of your return?
Um, yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, I had a bad injury in March, and I like broke my rib and tore my oblique, and I was coming off a big fight against Sara McCourt, so I was excited to be fighting in London anyway
Hmm.
against a tough opponent. But now to be main event, yeah, it's definitely exciting, and it's great, obviously, as a woman to be given that spotlight and that opportunity again.
How's the year out been? I mean, it'll be about 10 months since the last fight. I know that you spent a lot of time in next gen in Liverpool, but how has the year out been overall?
Yeah, I've just been obviously spending a lot of time with my daughter Isabella. She's in school, so when I was injured, I literally could barely walk or breathe. So for a few months I was out, but I've been back in camp since about June time. So I've been in Liverpool the whole time with the guys over here training and just getting ready for this. Yeah, it's been a good year so far.
How's everything with the injury? I mean, I'm hoping that you're fully fit, but how was the rehab process for that?
It did take a long time to get back, obviously, because you're ripping, and obviously I'm a judo player. I'm always twisting, I'm always and grappling and wrestling, and that getting that kind of strength and being able to rotate through that with the likes of other training partners. It took a long time to get better, but it's feeling great. I have a great physio, I have a great strength and conditioning coach, Paul Reid, who we've worked with this entire camp down in Chester, and just put the work in and got back to full health.
I know you have Sara Collins next Saturday, but where are you at with the Sinead Kavanagh rematch? Is that something that you would still like in the future?
Um, I'm the number one contender, so I should have been fighting for the title really next. So, I'm putting that. I've been told to stay ready for October. Obviously, that's title fight's happening, and if someone pulls out, they're going to put me in. So that's where I'm looking at next.
It does say on the press release that this is a number one contenders fight. What does that
I'm
mean?
told every fight that I have, it's the number one contender fight. It's like, can I have fight for the title one yet?
Why do you think that hasn't happened? Out of interest.
Well, obviously the last fight was just before PFL acquired Bellator, and Bellator's plans was to make that fight in March in Belfast, but PFL had different plans, and it would have worked out. I wouldn't have been able to have that fight anyway because I got injured in February.
Hmm.
So, this was obviously the plan that was meant to happen. I was meant to headline in London first and then fight for the title.
100%. UFC 306 is this weekend. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili for the bantamweight title. And we have an incredible new offer from our partners over at DraftKings. New DraftKings customers who bet $5 receive $250 in bonus bets instantly just by signing up using our promo code INSIDEFIGHTING. Obviously, we wish Fabian and Johnny a speedy recovery with whatever the injury or whatever the issue is are. But does are your emotions enhanced by being slotted in as the main event?
Um, I'm more excited. Obviously, my daughter and my family are coming over, and I love fighting in London. I love fighting. I was the co-main event when MVP fought Lima there before. The crowd's always amazing. I have a lot of friends in London, and yeah, probably more excited. I've had like short notice main events or co-main events before, so I'm used to that kind of pressure and expectation. So I like every kind of fight I've had has been thrown in at the deep end. It's kind of like another day at the office. No different. My last two fights were against Katz and Sarah McMahon, two of the best women's fighters that have been so far. So I'm used to that kind of pressure.
How did you find out, and what was your first reaction when you heard the news?
I was just telling someone else this. It was the same when I was obviously the first female to main event in Dublin, a Bellator Europe card,
Hmm.
and it was a bit short notice. And I just got a text from Mike Cogan from Bellator being like, your main event, and sent me the press release, and I was like, yay. But I was excited, yeah.
As a proud Irish woman who's fought many times in Ireland, do you view fighting in London as a home game?
Um, Yeah, because it's obviously it's this side of the water. My opponents are coming from Australia or New Zealand, I think, so it's definitely closer to home than me. And I train in Liverpool, so yeah, I love fighting abroad. I was fought in America last year in San Diego and LA. That was amazing, but I definitely like fighting closer to home so the family and friends can come.
Is there a location or a stadium or a country that you've never fought in that's kind of the one on the bucket list?
I don't know, I think every fighter always wants to fight in MSG, don't they? Like it's
Mm.
always kind of like the dream in New York. I feel like so obviously I was meant to do Belfast. That was a big big dream. I got injured. But don't know, probably MSG, yeah.
Sara Collins, what do you make of her as your next opponent?
I think she's tough. She fought on the same card as I did when I fought Castingano. She's obviously a judo style. She's got a great team that have got that kind of grappling style. Um, she's got solid striking. I think she's going to be tough. She's well rounded, and but we've prepared well. They've got obviously one of the best teams in the world. They've got amazing training partners. Liam Gittins has been helping me mostly with this camp. He's a Cage Warriors world champion, and it's been not very nice sparring him every week. So I'm used to the pressure and that kind of the grappling intensity and that kind of style on the feet.
You obviously have a lot more experience when you look at your pro records. How key do you think your experience will be at the top level? You mentioned some of the people you fought recently. How relative to Sarah's lack of experience with I think only 5 or 6 fights, how key do you think that will be in this matchup?
Yeah, so, obviously it depends, and everybody's different. I don't know I don't know her, but
Mm.
obviously I've been to deep waters. I've been to my fights are never really a slow pace. I'm used to going in and making it a fight and not really taking a step back. So I'm used to, you know, coming through deep waters and I'm used to that pressure in the stadium and the noise. And, obviously the main event, it's different. You're fighting at a different time of night. There's a different type of pressure. And I just kind of go into this zone and I've done it before. So we'll see.
Despite what's been said about in the past about the number one contender, this is billed as a number one contenders fight, but it feels, dare I say, a little bit slanted because you've obviously had a much longer and more storied career in Bellator, whereas I feel
Yeah.
like Sarah getting this opportunity is there's a little bit of luck attached to it. How do you not let this almost turn into a banana skin? Because you're right there, you're the number one contender, you are to all intents and purposes next. How do you keep that focus and make sure that you secure the deal?
Um, I just go in and do what I always do. Like I don't like I always leave everything in the cage. I never come out feeling fresh. Like I'm like either being carried out or I'm being like stretched out or being sick. Like I leave everything I have in the cage. I train so hard. I dedicate so much of my time, my life to fighting and to studying my opponents, to studying um the fight game. Like it's my life, and I'm used to going in and fighting different styles, different types of people. I think I've got quite a good fight IQ, and when I'm in there, I can, with the guys I'm sparring every week, it can only make me the best version of myself, and I just have to go in and focus and stay sharp.
How do you see Cris Cyborg versus Larissa Pacheco playing out? And assuming that you are next, do you think it'll be for a Bellator world title or for a PFL world title?
Don't ask me about what world title it'll be. I don't. I think they're both dangerous. They're both dangerous strikers. I feel like it depends what way they approach the fight. Are they going to go in and just swing, or are they going to fight a bit more technically? Is their egos going to be there? Are they going to try and knock each other out? I can't really make a call. It's always hard to beat against Cyborg, isn't it? Like she's one of the best of all time, but Larissa's obviously very dangerous as well.
Do you have a preference for who you would like to face next, assuming that you are next for the winner?
Well, ideally it would be Cris Cyborg because do you know what I mean? She's the GOAT really of women's
Mm.
MMA. She's been fought everybody, won every belt, and she's more accomplished champion really, isn't she?
100%. You mentioned sparring Liam getting to there. I know that there's a wealth of talent in next gen. Have you been getting much work in with the meatballers of late?
Yeah, but Molly will be down to my corner next week,
Mm.
bringing the energy and banter. But obviously, she was in camp, and we were training at the same time. She's always, such an amazing coach as well. Even technically, I always have her in like coaching my sparring or watching and giving me her advice. She's obviously an unbelievable fighter, but she's a great coach as well.
100%. I wanted to bring it on to a different topic because I know that whilst we were trying to get this interview arranged, you flew out to Paris to do some broadcasting to enjoy the Olympics. Obviously a lot of controversy around the women's boxing with Iam Khalef and Lin Yu Ting. I think the name is correct. Hopefully I've got that correct. Just your overall reaction to some of the controversy around the Paris Boxing Olympics and how you think that all played out.
I actually haven't. Was it proven that like she was a male, or at the start it was kind of portrayed as if she was like, you know, transgender, but I don't think she was. I don't really have an opinion as of yet because I've obviously been in my own training camp, but obviously I believe women should be in women's sport, and the technicalities around, well, I don't know, it's not up to me to decide, you know, whether she was or not, but I've always been an advocate for biological women should only be in women's sport. You know, the likes of me training with the guys in over here, like I know the difference in the strength, the power, the skill between a featherweight male and me. So like there's such a and it's dangerous as well.
How dangerous is it? Because when we blur those lines, as you say, there is a difference between a male 145 and a female 145.
It's like night and day difference. Like if you think that one of the featherweights next year is for me 100%, like it just would be totally a total mismatch. But luckily I was there at the Olympics watching athletics, so didn't have to see any drama.
100%. Well, last question from me, and thank you so much for the time. You can be as brief or as detailed as you like with this last one. But give me a walkthrough of the perfect fight day. I'd like to know, as you envisage next Saturday, what happens when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep at night in a perfect world.
Normally in fight day I'm so nervous. I go from being really nervous and wanting to like run away and like get a bus or a plane somewhere else to being excited. But I would just want to wake up feeling calm, feeling ready, and having the banter with my team. Hopefully have a good night's sleep because it can be tough before fight nights. And just enjoy it. I think a lot of my career spent nervous or worried, but like I just want to enjoy this experience and enjoy fight night.
100%. Well, Leah, thank you so much for the time. Good to catch up with you for the first time today. Wish you the best of luck for next week and look forward to
Thanks.
seeing you back in action soon.
Thanks, Michael. Bye.